The most powerful decision you will ever make is the one that nobody expects and nobody sees arriving. That quiet choice sets the rhythm for everything you are about to hear. Right now most people are lost in talking. They speak about their dreams, they describe their plans, they show off a success they have not yet earned. But words alone do not construct anything real in your life. What actually shapes your future is the work you put in quietly when no one is paying attention. This is what this message is about. Keep what you are building to yourself. Focus in silence. Win later, when your results are visible to everyone. You do not need to announce every idea you have. You do not need to justify your goals to anyone. What you really need is a private decision between you and yourself. Promise yourself that you will show up every single day. Promise yourself that you will improve a little bit day after day. Trust that, when the time is right, your progress will speak more clearly than any speech you could give. What follows is meant to show you how to protect your focus, how to defend your energy, how to stop performing for other people and start creating for your own life. If you are truly committed to real success, it starts here, in the quiet, in the consistency, without needing extra noise. Close your mouth and get serious about your life. That is the real beginning of everything. It is not about explaining what you are going to do, it is about actually doing it. It is not about trying to convince those who do not carry your responsibilities that your vision makes sense. It is about waking up one day and deciding you are done wasting your time. You are done speaking without following through. You are done pretending everything is fine when it clearly is not. That simple but firm choice inside your mind is what changes the direction of your life. You do not need permission from anyone. You do not need people to clap for you. You do not need the approval of friends, family, or strangers. What you need is focus and honesty with yourself. You need a real conversation in your head where you admit you are tired of playing small. You are tired of delaying what matters. You are tired of chasing shortcuts that never bring real results. And from that moment you decide you are going to work. Most people spend more energy talking about what they plan to do than actually doing it. They post their goals, they talk about their next move, they constantly announce new projects. Week after week they describe new plans, yet nothing significant changes in their life. The reason is simple. Talking is easy. Talking gives you the feeling that you moved forward, even when you did not move at all. It offers a short burst of confidence, but it never builds anything solid. Real progress begins when you go quiet and step away from the need to be seen all the time. It starts when you stop sharing every detail and begin fixing what is broken. It starts when you set the alarm earlier. It starts when you stop wasting your hours with people who do not care where you are heading. It starts when you cut out distractions and sit down to do the work. That is the start of something real, something that can grow into results you can be proud of. You do not owe anyone a detailed explanation for your ambitions. Not your friends, not your neighbors, not even your family. This is your life, and if you want to transform it, you must treat it like it truly matters. Many people will not understand your hunger. Many people will not understand why you have become more silent, why you have pulled back from endless conversations. That is completely fine. They do not have to understand. You are not building a life that is easy for everyone else to judge. You are building a life that lets you become who you know you are meant to be. That future version of you, the one you imagine late at night, the one you have hidden for years, does not need more attention. It needs steady action. You can keep talking about change, or you can actually change. You can keep explaining yourself, or you can evolve. The world does not need to hear every one of your intentions. What it needs to see is your transformation. There is a special strength in silence, a power that grows when no one is looking. You begin to take your life seriously when you stop chasing validation. You grow stronger when you no longer need someone to agree with you. You free yourself when you stop updating everyone about your every move. You do not move forward by telling your story in advance. You move forward by doing what needs to be done. Ask yourself real questions. Am I using my time in a smart way? Am I making the most of my mornings? Am I taking care of my body and strengthening my mind? Am I learning new skills or am I just drifting? Am I filling my days with scrolling, talking, and wishing instead of acting? If you really want change, you must cut the noise. Stop trying to impress people who are not doing anything meaningful with their own lives. Stop trying to explain your growth to people who do not even understand what growth is. Every time you talk instead of act, you trade power for comfort. Every time you choose comfort instead of action, you remain stuck exactly where you are. Take your goals seriously. Take your time seriously. Take your future seriously. Because if you do not, no one else will. You want respect. Build something that deserves respect. You want others to treat you as someone serious. Then show yourself that you are serious first. You do not need to broadcast everything you are doing. Just get to work. Show up again and again. Improve your habits. Keep your environment organized. Build your discipline. Stop skipping the difficult tasks. For now, nobody may notice. But one day people will look at your life and wonder how you did it. And the answer will be simple. You stopped talking and you got serious. You stopped needing applause. You stopped waiting for the perfect conditions. You stopped explaining every step. You simply started moving forward with intention and focus. Close your mouth, stop promising, and simply move. One path is made of excuses, the other is made of action. You already know which one you have been walking most of the time. You can keep explaining why you are not ready, or you can start even if you feel unprepared. The difference between people who stay stuck and people who move forward is not talent, it is the choice to act in silence. This is where you learn to work quietly on your goals every single day. Not when you feel inspired, not only when life is easy, but especially when it is boring, repetitive, and uncomfortable. What you are building needs consistent effort, not constant attention from other people. Stop chasing motivation and start showing up with discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline shows up whether you feel like it or not. Do not wait for the perfect mood to begin. Do not wait for everything to make sense before you take the first step. Start now, with what you have, where you are. Adjust along the way if you must, but begin. The people who actually win are rarely the ones shouting about their plans. They are the ones who quietly keep moving forward, even on the days when no one sees their effort. Plenty of people love the idea of hard work, but they do not want to do the work when nobody is watching. That is why they remain in the same place year after year. They confuse talking about work with doing the work. Real progress begins in those ordinary moments when it is just you, your task, and the decision to keep going. If you are truly serious about your future, you have to treat your goals like they deserve your full respect. That means showing up even when you are tired. That means focusing even when your phone is full of distractions. That means choosing your priorities again and again, even when it would be easier to relax and forget about them. You cannot expect a different life while guarding your comfort more than your purpose. Everything you want will demand effort, time, and sacrifice. Accept that things will move slowly at times. Accept that there will be days when nothing seems to change. Accept that you will feel alone in what you are doing. This is normal. The people who reach their goals are not the ones who never feel doubt or boredom, but the ones who keep going anyway. They respect the process enough to stay with it. Maybe for you this means waking up earlier. Maybe it means cutting out habits that waste your time. Maybe it means stepping away from people who constantly distract you or pull you back into old patterns. Whatever it looks like, you already know the changes you need to make. Do not wait for someone to give you permission to make them. Decide that your future matters more than their opinion. The ones who actually build something strong are rarely the loudest. They are not always telling everyone what they are working on. They are not constantly giving updates. They are busy getting better, one small step at a time. You might not notice them year to year, but after a while their progress is impossible to ignore. You did not see the nights they stayed in while others went out. You did not see the early mornings, the quiet repetition, the private failures they learned from. You did not see the discipline, and you were not supposed to, because they were not doing it for show. They were doing it for who they wanted to become. That is the standard you need to set for yourself. Stop waiting for applause before you move. Stop waiting for someone to approve your pace, your method, or your dreams. You do not need an audience. You need a clear target, a real plan, and the willingness to execute that plan day after day. Do not wait for feedback before you act. Just get to work. Focus on the goal. Focus on the mission. Hold it in your mind when you wake up and when you go to sleep. Let it shape the choices you make every day. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you cast a vote for the person you are becoming. Understand that anything meaningful takes time. It will cost you comfort. It will demand pieces of your old self that you have been holding onto for too long. Some days it will feel like nothing is moving, but those are the days that are quietly changing you the most. Keep going. On those slow days, remind yourself why you started. Picture the life you are working toward and the person you are becoming. This is not about impressing anyone else. It is about being able to look in the mirror and know you did not quit on yourself when it was hard. You are not supposed to see the full result yet. You are supposed to see the next step. Take it. Then take the next one. Progress is not a single big moment, it is a long line of small decisions made in private. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. While others are talking, you will be training. While others are posting, you will be learning. While others are scrolling, you will be building. Little by little, the gap between who you were and who you are becoming will grow. One day, people will call you lucky, and they will have no idea what you did when no one was watching. This is the life you create when you choose daily effort over daily excuses. No speeches, no show, no constant announcements. Just steady work, quiet focus, and a deep belief that your actions will carve out the future you want. Keep your head down. Keep moving. Let your results make the noise later. Learn to enjoy the quiet stage of your journey. Learn to be at peace with the fact that nobody is clapping for you yet. This is where your character is built. When no one is watching, when no one is impressed, when no one is asking how you did it, that is when you are shaping the person you will become. Silence is not a punishment. It is a training ground. There will be moments when you feel misunderstood. People may wonder why you are not posting every step, why you are not going out as much, why you are more selective with your time. Let them wonder. You are not living for their understanding. You are living for your own growth. You are choosing a different path, one where your actions matter more than your explanations. There is a unique strength in a person who does not need to talk constantly. Someone who can walk into any room and let their presence, their discipline, and their results speak before they say a word. That is the kind of power you are building when you work in silence. You are trading noise for depth, distraction for growth, and validation for self-respect. But to get there, you must be willing to make decisions that are not comfortable. You must choose your future over your excuses. You must decide that your long-term vision is more important than the short-term relief of laziness, gossip, or empty entertainment. Most people are loud about nothing. You are choosing to be different. You are choosing to be quiet and build something real. Build your discipline one choice at a time. Build your health one workout at a time. Build your knowledge one page at a time. Build your skills one repetition at a time. None of this will look impressive from the outside at the beginning. That is why so many people quit. They want the applause before they have earned the progress. Do not fall into that trap. Understand that the first phase of any transformation is invisible. Your mind is changing before your life does. Your habits are shifting before your circumstances reflect it. Just because you do not see instant results does not mean nothing is happening. Every time you choose to stay focused when it would be easier to drift, you are rewriting your future in ways you cannot measure yet. You might have days when you question yourself. Days when you wonder if all this effort is worth it. Days when you are tempted to go back to comfort, to old habits, to easy distractions. In those moments, remember this. The discomfort you feel now is temporary. The regret of quitting would last much longer. You are not just working for the next month. You are working for the next years of your life. When you stay committed, small actions begin to compound. The early mornings, the late nights, the focused hours you spend improving your craft, they start to add up. Your body becomes stronger. Your mind becomes sharper. Your confidence becomes more grounded, because it is no longer based on what people think of you, but on what you know you have done in private. You begin to see yourself differently. You start to trust yourself more, because you keep the promises you make to yourself. You say you will show up, and you do. You say you will finish, and you do. That inner trust is more powerful than any compliment you could receive from the outside. It is the foundation of real self-belief. You cannot buy that feeling. You cannot fake it by posting about your goals. It only comes from doing the work no one sees. That is why this season of quiet effort matters so much. It is not a delay. It is not wasted time. It is the exact time that is shaping your ability to handle the success you say you want. You may notice that as you grow, your circle changes. Some people will drift away because they are uncomfortable with your focus. Others will try to pull you back into the old version of yourself, the one they recognize. Do not be angry at them, but do not let them stop you. You are not obligated to stay the same just to make other people comfortable. Protect your space. Protect your time. Protect your mind. You do not have to explain every decision you make. If you know it is right for your growth, that is enough. Remember, you are not building a life that looks impressive in a single moment. You are building a life that will still stand strong years from now. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be seen or appreciated, but do not let that desire control your choices. Let your actions be driven by your purpose, not by your need for attention. When you move with that kind of clarity, your path becomes simpler. You stop trying to manage other people's reactions and focus on managing your own effort. This is how you quietly separate yourself from the crowd. Not by shouting louder, but by working deeper. Not by promising more, but by doing more. Not by proving yourself in words, but by proving yourself in action. Over time, the difference becomes obvious. The people who talked stay where they are. The people who worked move forward. You are capable of being one of the few who actually follow through. Not because you are special, but because you are willing to do what most will not. You are willing to focus when others drift. You are willing to practice when others complain. You are willing to be patient when others demand instant rewards. That is your advantage. So keep going. Keep building in the dark. Keep refining your habits, your skills, and your mindset where no one can see. One day, the results of your quiet work will step into the light, and you will not need to explain a thing. Your life will be the proof. You do not have to tell the world what you are working on. You only have to work. Show up every day and let your effort be the proof. Improve your routines. Keep your environment clean. Strengthen your self-control. Do the tasks you would rather skip. At first it will feel like no one notices and no one cares. That is fine. You are not doing this for quick reactions. You are doing this to build a life that will last. One day people will look at you and wonder how you changed so much. They will say you are lucky. They will say you have natural discipline. They will say you always had it in you. What they will not see are the days you chose discipline over distraction, the evenings you stayed home to work, the mornings you forced yourself out of bed when you wanted to stay under the covers. They will not see the private effort that created the public results. You will know the truth. You will know that everything shifted the moment you decided to stop talking and get serious. You stopped waiting for the perfect moment. You stopped hoping someone would come and push you. You stopped explaining all the reasons you were stuck. You decided to move anyway. That single decision, repeated again and again in small actions, is what built your new reality. Learn to be comfortable being misunderstood. Learn to accept that people might not get your priorities. They might think you are distant or too focused or boring because you are not always available for every plan. That is not your problem to solve. You are not responsible for making your path easy to understand for those who are not walking it with you. Use the quiet to your advantage. Use it to study, to practice, to plan, to reflect. Use it to get honest about what is working and what is not. In silence, you can hear your own thoughts clearly. In silence, you can see your patterns without distraction. That awareness is powerful. It gives you the chance to correct your direction before months and years pass by. There is a deep strength in someone who does not need to warn the world that they are coming. Someone who can walk into a room and let their work speak first. You can become that kind of person, but it requires patience. It requires choosing depth over appearance. It requires doing the slow work that no one claps for, knowing that it is exactly that work that will separate you. You have to be honest about what you really want. If you want comfort, you will find excuses. If you want growth, you will find a way. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is filled with choices you have not made yet. Not big dramatic choices, but small daily ones. What you do with your mornings. What you do with your evenings. What you say yes to. What you finally start saying no to. Ask yourself if your current habits match your future vision. Ask yourself if the way you spend your days reflects the life you say you want. If the answer is no, do not waste time feeling guilty. Use that realization as fuel. It is not too late to adjust. It is not too late to rewrite your story. You do that by changing one habit at a time, one decision at a time. Start where you are. If you cannot change everything today, change one thing. Improve one small area. Prove to yourself that you can follow through on one promise. When you do, make another. Confidence grows from evidence. The more you act in alignment with your goals, the more you believe that you can trust yourself. That belief will carry you through the difficult days. Remember that you do not need to be loud to be powerful. You do not need to constantly announce your path to stay on it. You only need to stay faithful to the work in front of you. Over time, the distance between who you used to be and who you are becoming will widen. You will feel it in your habits, in your thoughts, in the way you respond to challenges. There will come a moment when you realize you no longer rely on other people to validate you. You no longer need to tell your story for it to exist. Your life itself will be the story. Your results will be the proof. Your consistency will be the explanation. Until that day, keep going. Keep your focus sharp. Keep your circle small and your standards high. Your quiet effort is building something you will be proud to show the world when the time is right. If you want to see real results later, you have to be honest about the kind of work that creates them. It is not the glamorous tasks, it is not the moments that get attention, it is not the easy things that everyone sees. It is the quiet repetition, the patient learning, the simple habits done over and over again when you would rather do something else. This is the work that never gets applause but always pays you back in the end. There are no shortcuts that can replace this. You can try to skip steps. You can try to search for tricks and hacks. You can try to jump ahead before you are ready. But every time you avoid the hard work, you are choosing to stay exactly where you are. The skills you want, the strength you want, the life you want, they are all on the other side of work that most people refuse to do. You have to accept that progress will often be invisible at first. You do the same things day after day and it might feel like nothing is happening. You practice, you study, you train, and you do not see big changes yet. That is the moment when most people quit. They believe that if they do not see instant results, nothing is working. But that is not how real growth works. Real growth is slow, steady, and quiet. Think about a seed planted in the ground. For a long time you cannot see anything. It looks like nothing is happening. But below the surface, the roots are forming. The foundation is being built in a place no one can see. Your life works the same way. The early stages are not flashy. They are underground. They are inside you. They are in your decisions, your routines, your self-control. If you walk away too soon, you never give your effort enough time to show its results. That is why patience is one of your greatest tools. You are not just working for today. You are investing in the future version of you who will thank you for not quitting when it was tempting. Every time you choose to stay with the process, you are proving to yourself that you can be trusted with bigger responsibilities. Understand something important. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to appear and do the work for you. No one will suddenly hand you the discipline you keep avoiding building. This is your responsibility. Your life is in your hands. That might feel heavy, but it is also your power. If you are the one who built this situation, you can be the one who changes it. Stop waiting for a perfect time to begin. There is no perfect time. There is only now, and what you decide to do with it. If you keep waiting for conditions to be ideal, you will spend your whole life waiting. Start with what you have. Use the tools you already possess. Learn as you go. You will never feel completely ready, and that is fine. Action will teach you what planning never could. You might feel fear. You might feel doubt. You might worry about what others will think if you fail. Let them think what they want. Fear is normal, but it does not have to be your master. You can be scared and still move forward. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move despite the fear. You build that kind of courage every time you act without announcing it to the world. Focus on what is in your control. You cannot control who supports you. You cannot control who believes in you. You cannot control how fast the results arrive. But you can control how you spend your time today. You can control whether you give your best effort or just enough to say you tried. You can control whether you hide in comfort or step into challenge. When you choose challenge repeatedly, you start to change from the inside out. Tasks that used to intimidate you become normal. Habits that once felt impossible become part of your daily routine. You become the kind of person who does what they said they would do, even when it is difficult. Little by little, your identity shifts. You no longer see yourself as someone who only talks. You see yourself as someone who acts. That identity is powerful. When you see yourself as a person who follows through, you start to expect more from yourself. You lift your own standards. You become less willing to waste time, less interested in pointless drama, less available for distractions that do not serve your future. You begin choosing your life on purpose instead of living on autopilot. All of this is built in the quiet, away from the noise. Nobody may be praising you now. Nobody may be checking on your progress. Nobody may understand why you are so focused. That is okay. You are not building your future for a round of applause. You are building it because you know you are capable of more than what you have been settling for. Keep reminding yourself of this whenever you feel tired or unnoticed. Your effort is not wasted. Your discipline is not wasted. Your consistency is not wasted. Every choice is a brick. Every day is another layer. One day, the structure you have been building will be impossible to ignore, and you will know that it all started with simple decisions made in silence. If you really want to change your life, you have to treat your effort like something sacred. Stop giving your best energy to distractions that do nothing for you. Stop spending your attention on people who do not respect your time. Start guarding your focus like it matters, because it does. Every hour you waste is an hour you never get back. Every hour you use with intention pushes you closer to the person you want to become. You do not need a perfect plan to start moving. You do not need to know every step in advance. What you need is the courage to take the next step that is right in front of you. Do what you can today with what you have. When tomorrow comes, do it again. Over time, those simple days of consistent effort become the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Remind yourself often that no one is responsible for your progress but you. It is not your parents, it is not your friends, it is not your boss, and it is not your past. You can acknowledge where you come from without letting it decide where you are going. You are not trapped by your history. You are guided by your decisions now. Do not fall in love with the idea of change more than the work of change. It is easy to daydream about a stronger body, a sharper mind, a more disciplined life. It is harder to wake up when the alarm rings, to show up for practice, to sit down and focus, to say no when temptation shows up. Yet those small decisions are exactly what shape the life you are asking for. Accept that real growth will sometimes feel uncomfortable, lonely, and repetitive. There will be days when you are not inspired, when you feel tired, when your mood is low. Those are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you are human. On those days you show yourself what you truly value. If you keep going even when it is not exciting, you prove that your commitment is stronger than your feelings. Be intentional about what you let into your mind. The content you consume, the conversations you repeat, the stories you tell yourself, they all shape your thinking. If all you feed yourself is doubt, gossip, and negativity, you will start to believe that growth is impossible. If you feed yourself stories of discipline, resilience, and courage, you will begin to act like someone who can change. Spend less time comparing your journey to others. You do not know what they have sacrificed. You do not know what they are hiding. You do not know what they struggle with in silence. Comparison steals your focus from the only thing you can actually influence, which is your own path. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday, not against someone else's highlight reel. Ask yourself simple but powerful questions. Did I move forward today? Did I keep a promise to myself? Did I do something that my future self will be grateful for? If the answer is yes, then you are on the right track, even if the progress feels small. If the answer is no, do not drown in guilt. Just decide that tomorrow you will do better and then follow through. You are allowed to start again as many times as you need, as long as you do not give up on the vision. Starting again is not failure. Staying stuck on purpose is. Every time you restart with more awareness, you are stronger than before. You now know what pulled you off track last time, and you can prepare for it. There will be seasons when you are moving fast and everything feels aligned. There will be seasons when your only victory is that you did not quit. Both seasons matter. Both seasons are building something in you. The fast seasons build your results. The slow seasons build your character. You need both. If you stay the course, there will be a day when your routine feels natural. The actions that used to require all your willpower will feel normal. The discipline you fought to create will become a part of who you are. From the outside it might look easy, but you will always know the truth. You will know about the nights you stayed committed, the mornings you pushed yourself, the quiet moments when you refused to let go of your goals. Trust the process you are in. Trust that the work you are doing today is shaping a version of you that you cannot fully see yet. Trust that your consistency will open doors that talent alone never could. Until that happens, keep moving in silence. Let time and effort do what quick words never can. If you want a future that looks different from your past, you must protect your momentum every single day. Do not let small distractions steal entire hours. Do not let one bad mood turn into a wasted week. You are building something important, even if you cannot see all of it yet. Treat your focus like a gift and your time like a limited resource, because that is exactly what it is. You will face days when everything tries to pull you away from your priorities. Messages, notifications, sudden problems, other people's demands, they will all fight for your attention. In those moments, pause and remember what really matters. Ask yourself, Does this move me closer to the life I want, or does it pull me further away? If it pulls you away, step back. You are allowed to protect your energy. Not everyone will understand why you are so focused. Some will say you are obsessed. Some will say you changed. Some will say you are too serious now. Let them talk. They are not carrying your dreams. They are not living your life. They will not live with the regret if you do not follow through. You will. So choose yourself. Choose your future. Choose the path that may look strange to others but feels right to you. There is nothing selfish about wanting to improve your life. There is nothing wrong with stepping away from people who keep you stuck in the same patterns. Some relationships are built on comfort, not growth. When you start to grow, those relationships feel tight, like clothes that no longer fit. You can still care about people while choosing a different path for yourself. Be honest about who adds to your growth and who quietly drains it. Notice how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you feel inspired, clear, and strong, or do you feel confused, small, and guilty for wanting more? Your environment matters. It does not have to be perfect, but it should not constantly fight against the person you are trying to become. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is spend more time alone. Not lonely, but alone with purpose. Alone with your thoughts, your plans, your work. Alone with the books you want to read, the skills you want to practice, the goals you want to refine. In that space, you are not performing for anyone. You are simply building. Use that alone time to check in with yourself. Ask, am I still moving in the direction I said I would? Am I still honoring the standards I set? Have I started to drift back into old habits without noticing? Do not be afraid of the answers. The truth gives you a chance to adjust before you lose momentum. Most people do not take that time. They just keep running and then wonder why they feel lost. You are not meant to live on autopilot. You are not here just to repeat the same day thousands of times until your time is over. You are capable of growth, depth, and change. But none of that happens by accident. It happens when you wake up and consciously decide to live with intention, even in the smallest things. Your mornings matter. The way you start your day sends a message to your mind about what is important. If you begin with distraction, you spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. If you begin with clarity, even a few minutes of it, you give yourself direction. You do not have to create a perfect morning routine. Start with one or two simple actions that align with who you want to be. Maybe that means getting up and moving your body instead of scrolling. Maybe it means writing down your top 3 priorities before the day begins. Maybe it means spending a few quiet minutes reminding yourself of what you are working toward. These small choices shape your mindset. Over time, they become your default instead of your exception. Your evenings matter too. The way you close your day sets up the next one. Use your nights to prepare, not just to escape. You can still rest, you can still enjoy yourself, but do it with awareness. Ask, did I live today in a way that respects my future? If not, what can I do differently tomorrow? This gentle self-review keeps you honest without destroying your confidence. Do not underestimate the power of small improvements. You do not have to completely reinvent yourself in a single week. You only need to be just a little bit better than you were yesterday. Read a few more pages. Train a little bit harder. Focus a little bit longer. Speak a little bit kinder to yourself. These small upgrades are easier to maintain, and they add up faster than you realize. One day you will look back and see that the person you are now is unrecognizable compared to who you used to be. Not because of one massive change, but because of thousands of small, quiet decisions made in private. While others were chasing attention, you were gaining control. While others were waiting to feel ready, you were moving forward anyway. Remember that your life is your responsibility, but it is also your opportunity. You are not stuck with the same script forever. You can rewrite it. You can change the way you show up. You can decide that from this moment forward, you will treat your time, your focus, and your effort as valuable. You do not need anyone to sign off on that decision. This is the season where you learn to move without noise, to build without constant praise, to trust yourself without constant reassurance. It might feel strange at first, because you are used to sharing everything. But once you feel the strength that comes from working in silence, you will not want to go back. Keep going. Keep your circle intentional. Keep your mind clear. Keep your effort honest. The life you are building in private will one day stand in front of you in public, and on that day, you will know it was worth every quiet moment of work. There will be times when you have to choose between what feels good right now and what will feel right years from now. In those moments, remember that your future is built on the choices you make when no one is watching. You cannot keep picking short-term comfort and then be shocked when your life does not change. Growth asks for something from you. It asks for late nights, early mornings, and decisions that most people are not willing to make. You must be willing to walk away from habits that keep you weak. You must be willing to say no to invitations that do not align with your priorities. You must be willing to disappoint others in order to stop disappointing yourself. That is not selfish, that is responsibility. You are responsible for the person you are becoming, and that person does not appear by accident. They are built. Build your discipline like a muscle. Train it daily. Start small if you need to. Keep the promises you make to yourself, even the tiny ones. When you say you will do 10 minutes of work, do it. When you say you will go for a walk, go. When you say you will finish a task, finish it. Every time you follow through, you send a message to your mind that your words mean something. Over time, that message becomes your identity. Build your health with the same seriousness. Your mind and body are the foundation of everything else you want to do. Move your body. Feed it with better choices. Rest when you need to, but do not confuse constant escape with real recovery. A strong body supports a strong mind, and a strong mind supports a focused life. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to stop ignoring what you already know you should be doing. Build your knowledge. Read. Study. Ask questions. Watch people who are where you want to be and learn from their actions, not just their words. The world is full of information, but only those who act on it benefit from it. Do not just collect ideas. Apply them. Test them. Keep what works. Let the rest go. Your mind becomes sharper every time you choose learning over mindless distraction. Build your craft, whatever it is. Whether it is a skill, a career, a business, or a dream you have carried for years, treat it with respect. Practice when it is not fun. Practice when no one is asking for your work. Practice when you feel like you are not good enough. Improvement comes through repetition, not through wishing. The more you show up for your craft, the more it will show up for you. Do not chase a life that only looks good in pictures. Chase a life that feels right when you are alone with yourself. A life where you know you have earned what you have. A life where you can trust your own effort. A life that might not be flashy from the outside, but feels solid and meaningful from the inside. That kind of life is built quietly and patiently. While others are busy trying to prove themselves with words, you will be busy proving yourself with action. While others are chasing attention, you will be chasing improvement. While others are trying to look successful, you will be doing the work that actually leads to success. It may not be noticed at first, but that is not your concern. Your job is not to be seen. Your job is to build. There will be moments when you feel tempted to show off what you are doing, to tell everyone your next move just to feel a bit more confident. Resist that urge. Let your confidence come from your preparation, not from people knowing your plans. Let your strength come from the hours they did not see, not from the reactions they give you. The more you practice this, the freer you become. You are no longer controlled by other people's opinions or by the need for instant validation. You stop checking who is watching and start paying attention to what you are actually doing. That freedom gives you energy. It lets you pour everything into your work instead of into your image. Remember, the goal is not to impress people for a moment. The goal is to build a life that speaks for itself for years. A life where your results tell the story. A life where your habits show your priorities. A life where you can walk into any room without needing to say much, because your presence carries the weight of all the work you have done in silence. If you want to win in public, you must first be willing to struggle in private. The real battle is not on the stage, it is in the quiet hours that no one else will ever see. It is in the moments when you feel tired but you still choose to show up. It is in the days when progress feels slow but you still choose not to quit. The world will only ever witness the surface. You are the only one who will truly know what it took. There is work that never gets posted, never gets praised, never gets noticed, but it is the most important work you will ever do. The late nights when you keep going after everyone else has stopped. The early mornings when you show up before anyone expects you. The unglamorous tasks that feel small but build the foundation of everything you want. That is where your future is formed. You will have to do things that do not come with instant rewards. You will have to practice skills that are not yet paying you back. You will have to repeat the same actions so many times that they become a part of you. This is how mastery is built. Not through random bursts of effort, but through steady, repeated commitment to the same goal. You will also have to face your own excuses. The ones that sound reasonable, the ones that try to convince you that you have done enough for today, the ones that tell you to rest when you have not actually earned it. Learn to tell the difference between real rest and avoidance. Real rest helps you recover so you can keep going. Avoidance steals your progress and then offers you regret. No one else can fight that inner battle for you. People can inspire you, encourage you, and support you, but at the end of the day, it is you versus your comfort. It is you versus your old habits. It is you versus the story that says you will always stay the same. You get to decide which side wins by what you do repeatedly, not by what you say you want. Understand that no one is coming to hand you a different life. No one is going to knock on your door and offer you discipline, focus, or consistency. These are things you build. They are the result of choices you make each day, especially on the days when you do not feel like choosing them. That is why this journey is so personal. It is not about proving anything to anyone else. It is about proving to yourself who you can be. You have more control than you think. You control whether you sit down to work or continue to procrastinate. You control whether you listen to your doubts or to your goals. You control whether you let a bad day turn into a bad week, or whether you reset and start again. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you stop waiting and start creating. It will not always be exciting. It will not always be inspiring. There will be seasons when the work feels heavy and the results feel far away. In those seasons, remind yourself that feelings are not final. You can feel unmotivated and still do the work. You can feel uncertain and still move forward. You can feel afraid and still take the next step. Every quiet effort is a form of preparation. You may not see it now, but you are getting ready for opportunities that have not arrived yet. When they finally appear, you will not have to scramble. You will not have to pretend. You will simply step into them with confidence, because you already put in the hours when no one was watching. That is what separates those who are ready from those who only wish they were. So keep your head down when you need to. Keep your focus on your lane. Keep your effort honest, even when no one is checking. The time will come when people see the results and think it happened suddenly. You will know that nothing about it was sudden. It was built slowly, quietly, relentlessly, through choices you made in private again and again. If you truly want to create a life that cannot be ignored, you have to accept that the real work is not glamorous. It will not always feel inspiring. It will not always look impressive. But it will always matter. The quiet hours you pour into your growth are not wasted. They are the reason you will one day stand in places you once only imagined. This journey is not about perfection. It is about direction. You will make mistakes. You will take breaks. You will have days when you fall short of your own standards. That does not mean you have failed. What defines you is not the times you stumble, but the times you get back up and return to the path with even more clarity. Forgive yourself for the old versions of you that did not know better. Forgive yourself for the times you chose comfort over growth. Then use that awareness as fuel. You are not stuck with who you used to be. Every day you wake up is another chance to choose differently, to act more intentionally, to honor the vision you carry inside. Do not underestimate the power of small, quiet decisions. Choosing to work for 30 minutes instead of scrolling. Choosing to drink water instead of reaching for another distraction. Choosing to study instead of complaining. These moments do not feel dramatic, but they are rewriting your story. They are the difference between a life that drifts and a life that is directed. You do not need to announce what you are about to do. You do not need to explain why you are changing. You do not need to argue with anyone who doubts you. Just move. Let your effort be your answer. Let your consistency be your argument. Let your results be your response to every person who ever questioned whether you would follow through. There will always be an easier option. There will always be a softer path, one that asks less of you and gives you less in return. You are not here for that. You are here for the version of your life that demands your focus, your courage, and your discipline. You are here to see what happens when you stop holding back and start giving your full effort in silence. You owe it to yourself to find out who you can become when you stop talking about your potential and start living it. You owe it to yourself to see what your life looks like when your habits finally align with your dreams. You owe it to yourself to experience the calm confidence that comes from knowing you built your life on real work, not just good intentions. From this point forward, let your actions carry more weight than your words. Speak less about what you will do and spend more time doing it. When you feel the urge to prove yourself, go back to your work. When you feel the pull to show off, go back to your practice. When you feel doubt, go back to the next simple step in front of you. If you want to win where everyone can see you, be prepared to fight for it where no one sees you. Be willing to train, to learn, to fail, to adjust, and to try again without applause. Be willing to be the person who stays consistent long after the excitement has faded. That is the quiet difference that separates those who talk from those who build. In the end, your life will tell the story. Your habits will reveal your priorities. Your results will show where your time truly went. Make sure that story is one you can be proud of. Make sure it reflects the effort you were capable of giving. Make sure it honors the potential you were born with. Close your mouth. Get serious. Stay quiet. Stay hungry. Build something so real, so solid, and so undeniable that you never have to explain yourself again. Let your life speak for you.